I'm back, finally. Sorry it took me 6 hours. I went and sat outside longer than expected. I got a short nap, and now I'm ready to do this thing. You hear the Sagat theme in the background. Of course, I am a Street Fighter fan. It's one of my all-time favorites. I'm communicating with a lot of people, setting up interviews. And I decided I've been interrupted like a few times before. But as I said, if you can join even for a few minutes, I will be very, very grateful. I'm going to put the camera on here in just a moment. The picture that you see is a picture of me and my beautiful wife, Jody. That was a date night on February 25th. Why is that date significant? Because that's the first game I did with UNCG, and we did it via remote. Had some problems on their end, but the game got done, and it's going to lead to something bigger. Hello, everyone. I am here to tell my story. This is why I called it a Snowman story, because there's a lot to tell just from the last year alone. And I think I'll start there. Because if it weren't for the woman that you saw and my daughter Sonia, I would not be here. So, from the top, we begin June 5th, 2021. Here's what happened. And here is why I'm doing a series of fundraisers to, there we go, help get us back home. And I want home to be North Carolina. Like I said, hey, Stacy Purcell in the house. If y'all can also do me a favor. Yeah, that's the one I need. I'll put the scroll at the bottom, and I'll put the links up one at a time. If you can donate to the cause in any way, shape, form, or fashion, that would truly be appreciated. Here's the PayPal link. I'm going to leave that up for a little bit. Well, like I said, here's what happened. June 5th of last year in the morning, I came out of the bathroom and I fell. Chest felt real heavy. And I tumbled and fell. Hey, Jolene. Jolene joining us from the Emerald City of Seattle. Stacy Purcell joining as well. Stacy's going to have a segment on the show called Big Blue Happenings. I fell coming out of the bathroom. My daughter flew out of her office. And between my wife and my daughter, they called 911. I'm gonna put my glasses on here. They called 911. My daughter took the phone and told what happened to the EMTs. And the next thing I know, my wife was next to me, my dog was next to me, and so was my daughter. They were all comforting me. I regained my consciousness because I was out for a while. Truth be told, I was out for a while. And I then was taken by ambulance to Mariah Parham Hospital in Henderson, North Carolina. X-rays happened. Me resting happened, and the next thing I knew, I was told that I had bilateral lung clots, which means blood clots in both my lungs. So they arranged for a helicopter to fly me to Duke University Hospital in Durham, and that was a 20-minute ride. My wife drove to Durham, and I immediately was brought in for a procedure to remove the bulk of the blood clots in both my lungs. And that was 2.5 hours. And I was a lot heavier than I am now. So laying on the table for 2.5 hours. And yeah, they got they got the big part of the blood clots. And then that Monday, they got the rest of them out. And I just rested for a few days. Got my strength back, and then I was told that there was a mass on the left side of my abdomen. And they didn't know what it was at that point. Well, a few exams later, found out it turned to be stage 3 pancreatic cancer. So now I got hit with 2 knuckleballs. The first one got knocked out of the park, thanks to the folks at Duke. The second one, well, that was a long, long process because they got me Latina Patriot. Hi, we are working on getting the PayPal set up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I want to try to raise $2,000 every time that I'm on, either by myself or with Charles Faulkner, who's agreed to help me each and every week to reach the goal. And thank you, Latina Patriot. You are awesome. They decided to go with oral chemotherapy. I took 2 pills for 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. And as my wife described it best, I wound up with chemo brain. I was so out on the weeks that I took the chemo meds. I was so out of it. I was like, I couldn't even do my show. I was so out of it. That's where Cole Johnson comes in. And Cole has been not only an ardent supporter of my show, but he has been a great friend and a great brother. On the days where I didn't do chemo, I did my show with no problem, but I still had chemo brain. I was tired. I didn't know what I was doing. I was, I'll go ahead and speak it. I was spending money where I should not have, going to the gas station and just wasting money. Well, I completed the chemo on in November, 2 weeks before my follow-up appointment at Duke. And I was so excited to go back to Carolina. So we drove down, got a hotel room for the night. We went to, where did we go? Where was our date night? Outback Steakhouse. Yeah, we went to Outback Steakhouse, and that was not far from the hotel. I got smudges on my glasses, and they're also scratched, so I got to get some more. They, Great food at Outback Steakhouse. And at the same time, we were watching football. And we love our football dates, Jody and I. So, with that thought in mind, went to sleep that night, watched a little Sunday night football, and that Monday we drove to Duke, got our exam in, and then we were floored with the news of them saying that the tumor was inoperable. And here's where I transition from Zagat to Zangief on my Street Fighter theme songs, because that's when the fight really began. My wife made a decision, and I am happy she made the decision for me, that we were moving back here to Indiana. We are staying with our in laws right now because she needed the emotional support because she couldn't work and then come home and take care of me. And to be told to prepare for a casket, that you want to talk about being floored. That's an understatement. So, in the process, he said, we're going to fight this and we're going to get a second opinion. And because we got a second opinion, that's where we met my oncologist, Dr. Raghunath. And Dr. Raghunath rode to the rescue with some news that he's going to make a contact at IU Indianapolis. Latina Patriot, good to have support. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And Dr. Raghunath made a call to Dr. Attila Nakib, who I will always be indebted to. Why, you ask? Because in March, Jody, my mother in law, and I drove to Indianapolis for the most important meeting with Dr. Nakib. And we went into his clinic, waited patiently, filled out all the paperwork, and there was a lot of it. And then he tore a piece of paper towel and started drawing the parts of where my cancer was, how big it was. And then he started explaining the procedure, which got me hella excited. And I'm going to swear, so you're going to have to forgive me. But I looked at him and I said, can you get this motherfucker or not? And there was a smile on his face. He looked at me and said, I will take care of you. And I was jumping up and down inside like a kid, and I was crying on the outside. It's taken longer than 6 weeks, but I'll get to that in a minute. Scheduled the procedure for April 4th. So April 3rd, wife and I drove back to Indianapolis, got a hotel for the night. And at the time I was losing my appetite. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to do nothing. I just wanted to get this procedure over with. My wife forced me to eat, and I'm so happy she did. Then came April 4th, the day of my surgery. And for you sports fans out there who know me, it was also the day of the national championship game between Kansas and North Carolina, which Kansas won. And thank you for all who kept me updated. It was about 11:30 Eastern Daylight Time, 11:30 in the morning. Let me show y'all something my wife got me. She calls me her dragon. So I have this on my desk, and I'm going to make sure it's visible every morning to remind myself that, yeah, I am a goddamn dragon. So that day, April 4th, I remember getting prepped, taking a sponge bath, and I got hit with the oxygen, and then I get hit with the anesthesia. And until 6:15 that evening, that's all I remember. But I'm glad I woke up at 6:15 that evening because I was being brought into ICU, and I remember seeing my beautiful wife, my parents-in-law, Pete and Sandy, and my brain just checked out at the time. And I don't mean that in a suicidal way. I mean that in a way of, okay, saw who we needed to see. I'm alive. I'm awake. Now I'm going to go back to sleep and rest. For a couple days, I was not allowed to even drink water, and my mouth was dry as a bone. But I did have ice, and I called my daughter Cheyenne, who is a travel ICU nurse, and Cheyenne loves picking at me. All my children love picking at, especially. No, I can't say especially. They all love picking at me. Um, Cheyenne said, "Pop, you look pathetic." And at that point, I was about to cry. I usually laugh when she picks at me, but I was about to cry at that point. And then she quickly said, "Do you want me to come up there?" And I said, "Yes," without even blinking. And all she said was, "I'm coming up there right now." So she dropped everything that she was doing. My daughter, my daughter Cheyenne, who I am very grateful for, dropped everything that she was doing and flew up from Los Angeles to Indianapolis. I'm going to send her the link right now. If I haven't sent it to her. Yeah, there we go. Okay, just sent my daughter Cheyenne the link so she can chime in, come and join in. Let me say hello again to, and I'm going to highlight everybody. Stacy Purcell, who has joined in. Thank you. To Jolene Aldridge from Seattle. Stacy's joining us from Kentucky. And then Latina Patriot Constitution. I don't know how long I'm gonna go tonight, but I'm gonna go as long as I can because when I get to explaining the initiative of 100 days, then you guys will understand. But anyway, my daughter Cheyenne flew from Los Angeles, joined me in ICU, made sure I did everything correctly, took pictures with me, took videos of me. She's got a lot of blackmail stuff on me, especially repeating my wife's 5 rules of the house, which are: the wife is always right, I have the penis, therefore I am wrong. Uh, the dog's an idiot. That's our dog, Lucy. Chocolate fixes all. And the 5th rule is the Indianapolis Colts. There's a 6th rule called the San Francisco 49ers, but she won't allow it, except during football season. But with that being said, Cheyenne flew up and watched over me. My wife came in from work every day. And then after a few days in ICU, I was moved down to a regular room. Healed up there, was brought home, and that's when all the fun started. Because for some reason, after I got home, I lost my appetite. I lost my appetite. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't know what was going on. Everything I was trying to eat was just flew right through me. And I had a problem with vomiting and diarrhea for the better part of a month. 3 emergency room trips, and 2 hospital stays later, I had to learn the horrible lesson of I can't eat everything in the world anymore. I don't have I don't have part of my stomach for it. I don't have a spleen. I don't have a gallbladder. But it was this recent trip, and it was here in Columbus. Recent trip to the hospital where I don't know, everything just clicked. I lessened my food intake. I've learned to graze throughout the day. Maurice Delk, what up? Did you ever use? Oh, I got a. There's a question here. Did you ever use herbs to help with nausea? No, but I'd like to learn how. Jolene says sending thoughts, love and healing thoughts from Seattle. It's one of my best friends. And she says, go Hawks. She's an ardent Seahawks fan. So we argue twice a year. But thank you, Jolene. Thank you. Um, like I said, this recent trip to the hospital, everything just clicked. I'm learning to Eric Collins. How's it going, man? Do me a favor if you can. Please donate to the PayPal because need your help. Need your help badly. And I'm getting to that point. I'm just ripping everything that has gone on and why I'm doing this, and I'm going to be doing this in a series. Hey, Eric Collins, I'm going to put a documentary together honoring our favorite announcer, which of course is Jim Durham. It's probably a year off before I start doing that. But to complete the recap, um, I'm eating again. My weight uh, dropped down to as low as 208 pounds. I am now up to 245, and I'm going to maintain this, drinking a lot of water, a lot of fluids. And one of the things I'm working on is getting more sleep. And I wait until my stomach gets cleaned out um, before I go to bed. And I want to get some work done here, but I'm doing this fundraiser because I have to. I have to make my goal. I was on a stream with Charles Faulkner. I was listening to him. And while I'm doing this recap, I want to pose a question. How come content creators and Latina Patriot, I think you know where I'm going to go. How come true content creators can't get the support when they're talking about something important? See, when I was home for the first month and we kept going back and forth and my sugar kept dropping, and Jody called my doctor and they said, get him to the hospital right now. Well, the report, my sugar levels are leveling out, and I take my sugar every time before I eat something, and I am now insulin dependent, which is not a bad thing. Working on getting the pump. Maurice Delk, okay, Latina, I'm going to spread the word. Thank you. Here, let me. Uh, I'll put the PayPal link up first. This is the immediate contribution. Oops, misspelled snowman here. Yeah, that that's pretty much the recap. The last time I was in the hospital was in Columbus, Indiana. I was there for 9 days. I did my show from the room because I was getting my energy back. I was off my feet, and the reason I was in there is because I have now wounds on my feet because I didn't know I burned them sitting outside on the deck trying to enjoy some sun. Oops, which led to diabetic neuropathy in my feet, which I'm going to reverse over time. I have a wound care nurse. Oh, I can do that. Um, doggone it. Here, I can do it. Hey, anybody want a cup? Let me put the let me put the link here. Since Latina Patriot gave a recommendation, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Anybody want to come up and chat for a couple of minutes? Here's the link. Come on up. And I think I'm going to start doing that on my show as well. Yeah. Anybody want to come on up and say hi? Very much. It'll be very much appreciated. Latina, I just put the link in the chat. And I got 13 people watching. That's great. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't hit it already. My goal this week with all the fundraisers I'm going to do is to get this channel monetized and have that as one of the ways where I can get to get to the goal. And now that I've recapped everything, here is the main reason why I am doing this fundraiser. And make sure I turn phone reception down here or phone sound down. Here is the reason. I have started an initiative called 100 Days to Carolina. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to get my family back home. And home for a couple of years was North Carolina before COVID hit, lack of jobs hit, and everything just went upside down. Well, I want to reverse that because there is an opportunity for me. In fact, there are two of them broadcast wise, and I'm working on a third. And I made the announcement earlier today that I am resetting the 100 days beginning today. And I'm using today as a point of significance because this is the day in 2007 that I lost my dad to prostate cancer. And that was the scariest day of my life. Watching my hero lose his battle that he had for 15 years. Just seeing the cancer erode him. It was, man, it was just awful. Him not being able to talk, eating crushed ice. But there's one thing that we did share. We shared a basketball game. It was game 4 of the NBA Finals between the Spurs and the Cavaliers. He wasn't able to talk, but he sure knew his hoops and sure pointed out stuff. So I decided today, and I know this is a lot of emotion going through me. I decided today is the official reboot of 100 Days to Carolina. I want to raise at least $30,000 in 100 days. The big goal I set was 60. So I'm going to put, okay, hold on a minute. I'm going to put the GoFundMe in the chat, and it's the full link because for some, the shortcut is not working. And I still have to update it. I just haven't made the time. I still have to prep for my show tomorrow with Cole Johnson. So here, and Latina, if you can donate to this as well as the Patreon as well, it would be much appreciated. Here is the GoFundMe link. I'm going to put this in the chat right now because the link is a little too long for me to put on a banner. There's the gas is 603 here. Holy cow. It's Latina, where are you? Where are you located? Where are you located? I know Jolene's in Seattle. Stacy's in Kentucky. I'm here in Indiana. But yeah, there's the full GoFundMe link. It's in the chat. And Mo, if you can spread that as well. And if y'all can find it in your heart to contribute to it, I would be appreciated. The goal on the GoFundMe is 20. San Joaquin Valley, California. Oh my goodness. I know gas is expensive all over California. I know gas is expensive all over the state of California. Oh boy. It's 479 here in Kentucky. That's about what it is here. It's 490. I think it's 45. Yeah, gas is going to be crazy. Gas prices are going to be crazy for a while. So that's the catch up, and that's catching everybody up to date. And that's the movement of 100 days to Carolina. And the opportunity there, they want people to stop using food. Yeah. I will be contributing. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The original GoFundMe is that link, and we had like $2,300 raised, but all that went to catching up on bills while we were in North Carolina. And need more. I put a major update on the fundraiser, and I'm gonna raise the goal from 20,000 to 30,000, and I want to get every contingency taken care of. There's a call I'm going to make tomorrow. In fact, there's a text I'm going to send first thing in the morning to my old landlord. I'm going to straight up ask him, how much do I owe and how much are the court costs? Because that'll be the first trip down to take care of that and to have a meeting with the college that wants me to broadcast their games and establish a radio network. And there is a high school there that's interested in our services, in my service, and using the video to broadcast over channel as well as theirs. which means one of the things that I want to raise money for is to get some equipment, to get some good broadcast equipment, headset, a big fat gaming computer, a hotspot, which is already on the list of things that I need to get. And my wife knows that I need a hotspot. Hell, nearly got one this trip, but decided to wait. And I'm glad we did. But if I can go ahead, if y'all can send some donations so I can go ahead and get that part out of the way and get the carrying case out of the way, that would be great. But the two things, actually three, in terms of equipment, would be a mixer, two pair of headsets, and a gaming laptop, because I want to be sure that there are no flaws when I broadcast. In fact, I want to get two gaming laptops, maybe three. One for me, one for my wife, and one as a spare, so that there will be no kind of so there will be no kind of lag, no kind of dropped frames, because I plan to use a couple of different programs as StreamYard. Don't forget, I'll need more info for the business plan. Um, where are you regular? Let me put this. Where are you regular co-host? Cole and Wise are probably asleep, resting for tomorrow. Um, Stacy, do me a favor. You have my phone number now, and text me the questions that I need to answer, and I will answer them first thing in the morning, or I will answer them when I am off the air, because I'm on the air for 4 hours tomorrow, and that's a daily thing. But that's 100 days. That's 100 days to Carolina, and it's restarted as of today, because I want to get the full 100 days of doing my own fundraisers here, and the ones I'm going to do with Charles Faulkner. And I got that one Tuesday night. I will probably do one tomorrow, because this initiative needs some traction. This initiative needs some traction. And I know I am taking a tremendous chance. But at this point, fuck it. I'll just take the chance. Oh, y'all want to know the kicker? I forgot to tell you. I forgot to tell you the kicker about all this. I got classified as disabled, but I cannot receive any disability benefits due to my wife's salary, as she explained to me. Let me say that again for all of y'all in the cheap seats at Rupp Arena, at the Seattle Kingdom, at the old Cow Palace, and at old Candlestick Park. I got classified as disabled by SSI. But due to my wife's salary, I am not allowed to receive any benefits. As a friend of mine once said, make that make sense. I cannot make sense of that. I cannot make sense of that. Here is a man in dire need of financial help, and he can't get it. Why is that? Why does that happen? And here I go on my soapbox of why does this happen to men? But think about it. I must pose this question. Why do men who are in dire situations, like the one I'm in, can't get the assistance they need to help their family? Here, my wife is working her ass off, and there are days, and I gotta get this off my chest. There are days where I feel like I'm not doing anything. Yet I put this headset on and I'm in front of this mic 4 hours a day. I'm asking for sponsors, I'm asking for donations. And when they don't come, I pay thinner. That's the Vega theme you hear in the background. My patience gets even, but it grows when I take a break, when I push the podcast out there, and you can subscribe to the podcast on Odyssey. It's just not right. It's not. This is something my wife and I discuss on an almost daily basis. This is something that pisses me off on a moment basis. And I am in the process of trying not to cry, but I'm going to get my feelings out there while I have you guys here. In short order, this man that you see right here that just kicked cancer in the ass is in financial straits. I hate being in financial dire straits because that means I can't help my family. And that emotionally is the main reason why I launched this initiative. I'm going to play a clip. Let me turn one thing off here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and play the intro and outro that Cole plays every morning. And that's this. donations and trying to get sponsors and all that. Beginning today, it's going to be a full 100 days. Donations and trying to get sponsors. Oops. All that. But I'm going to do everything that I can in my power with you guys' help to not only pull this off, but get this done. Because it needs to get done. It absolutely needs to get done. Need to show the world that one man's belief can spawn a movement. Well, this is my movement. This is my 100 days to Carolina, and it starts tonight. So, as I said, if I'm foolish enough to believe that this can get done, then as God is my witness, I am that fool. I will echo the words of one Colin Cowherd, and I echo these words a lot. I echo these words a lot. Because it's the truth. I am going to be aggressive to a fault. I may fall flat on my ass with this, and I don't care. I know the life that this disabled man, this classified as disabled man, wants to build for his family. I've had people say to me, speak a ridiculous goal and then go after it. Well, the ridiculous goal that I have is to turn my show, Snowman in the Morning, and my second show, the Snowman Show, that I'm having booked around the country, into $2 million annually. Francis Battaglia, thank you for contacting me. Wally Climas, a good friend of mine, says the truth hurts sometimes. Yeah, it does. Hurts to the people that it's being spoken to, but doggone it, I will continue to speak the truth. Just makes me sometimes, and I got to get this out, sometimes feel like an also ran, that I'm not helping my family. Which leads to me fighting depression a lot. A lot. You know, I was told once upon a time that it's okay to not be okay. I didn't believe it, but I do now. It is okay to not be okay, especially for men, because men are told so many times over to just suck it up and man up and get going and keep going. Well, riddle me this, Batman. What if you can't? What if you reach the point where you just simply can't? And I will tell you, in 2018, I was there. What's up, Ben? BS3 Network saying good evening. What if you get to the point where you can't go on, where you have exhausted every reserve of energy that you can think of, where you have tried every trick in the book that you can think of to keep going? And you keep running into brick wall after brick wall after brick wall. And sometimes those bricks are smiling at you and laughing at you, going, "How you can't scale this?" I will tell men again, it's okay to not be okay. We're told to hide our feelings. I'm saying, fuck that. Let them out. Do I have big scars from the surgery? Yes, but they are healing. It's okay to not be okay. Taken from someone who fights depression on a daily basis over big things, little things. I know my wife is at work 8 to 9 hours a day, and I miss her terribly. Sometimes I just want to pick up the phone and tell her, come home to me. But I can't do that. That's why I'm on the air 4 hours a day. That's the biggest reason. And after that, I walk away from this computer and this microphone and this studio and I go sit outside. And I know it's going to be hot tomorrow. So I just do what I can. Always do what I can. You know, the scary thing about this? After the last trip to the hospital, where I said everything clicked mentally for me. I would let my feelings out in parts, but now they're out in full. I will tell you, God knows there are times I still have that voice in me saying, you're not going to be able to do this. Give up. Well, I'm telling that voice tonight, fuck you. I'm telling that voice tonight, and I want the men to follow me on this. Darnell, the playmaker, Solins just dropped 20 on the PayPal. Thank you for that. Let me play a sound here. Let me see what kind of. Where's my Super Mario sounds? Where's my Super Mario? There it is. For the playmaker, Darnell Solins, who just dropped 20 on the PayPal. Thank you. No, I wasn't loud enough. Let me do it again. There it is. Anybody else that donates tonight, that's the sound that you'll get. But it's rough sometimes. And I know I've asked this several times over, but what do you do when you're a man and you're told to suck it up and keep going and you run into that final brick wall? Now, I got to tell you, in 2018, I was at that brick wall. I was there. I was there. I was at the edge of a cliff, as my friend Rafael Garcia would describe. I am bouncing back from pancreatic cancer. And if this is the way I have to make the goal, by sitting there telling stories and building my channel that way, so be it. If it comes via doing my show every day, so be it. But I know I have a ridiculous goal of getting monetized by the end of this week. And to get monetized, the magic number is 1,000, and that's 1,000 subscribers. Ain't no way this can't get done. So to Latina Patriot and Wally and BS3 and everyone that checked in tonight, spread the word about this channel. And I'll put the channel link in the chat here. Oops, you're wrong. I have a wonderful doctor, Latina. His name is Attila Nakib. Saved my life. Period. He saved my life. But the first time I heard it's good to go on TikTok to get more subscribers, yeah, I'm going to put a 1 minute video out about that and see where that goes. You know something? It's just good to be alive and sitting here talking to you guys. It's just good to have breath in my body. It's good to have a purpose. There's the channel link for those of you that didn't see it in the chat. And now I'm going to do this. For those of you who can, do me a favor. We need to get some income coming in monthly. So I invite y'all to become a patron. If you go to patreon.com/SITmorning, that will help as well. I want to say thank you to Beth Harold, who became a patron yesterday. That's a 1-up sign. Thank you to Beth Harold for that. You can subscribe for as low as $5 a month. And Stacy, if you're still here, I'm counting on you to spread the word to the Big Blue Nation. Ben, if you're still here, I'm counting on you to spread the word also. It's time that this gets some steam and it gets done. And I want this to get done so bad that I can feel it, that I can just feel it, you know? There just comes a time where you have to just plain go for it. Raucous 99 says, we'll spread the word. Start tonight. Start tonight, you guys. Start tonight, continue into tomorrow. I know I am. And thank you, Raucous 99, for hopping in tonight. Back to something I was talking about a few moments ago. It's okay to not be okay, especially when it comes to men. I had to realize that. And to a question I posed before, what if you can't go on? 4 years ago, I was at that point where I couldn't go on. I was on the verge of saying, fuck it. Went on the day after my birthday, 2018. And I'll show you. Day after my birthday, 2018. I met this pretty lady online. And little did I realize how she would save my life by just talking to me, by just listening to me, by making me laugh. And y'all know how much I love to laugh. I even lost that for a while losing my appetite and everything else. It's like I didn't know what to do. And then I met Jody, and all that changed. All that changed. And that was the best thing. She was the best thing that ever happened to me. Meeting her and the people who are now my blended family. God damn, I don't know where I'd be without them. She has straightened me up. She has gathered me in, as my friend Sylvia would say best, because I was all over the place. I was all over the place. But I can honestly say I would not be the man I am without Jody. Period. I would not be who I am without Jody. She rescued me. Andrew's here, and he usually hangs out with me in the morning. Hey, Snowman, hope you're feeling good. I am, because I'm telling my story. My entire story, just from the past 4 years. I am telling my story. The PayPal link is back up, and if y'all can help a snowman out and continue to beat cancer that way, I would appreciate it. I already got one donation in tonight from the playmaker Darnell Sollins, who's been a fantastic friend. And it's just at times during the day, and I gotta be real. Sometimes I don't know how I make it. Sometimes I don't know how I get through, but I do. I do. I make it. And I'm going to continue to. I'm going to continue to do this. I'm still sending the link out to people just in case they can join. But I'm getting a lot off my chest. And some days I got to tell you it's rough. Some days I got to tell you it's crazy. Some days I'm still fighting that voice that says, you're not going to be able to do it. Just give up. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I can't and I won't give up now. I got too much to live for. I got too much to do. I have entirely too much to do. And I'll be damned if I give up now. The hell with that. The absolute hell with that. I think I finally have petered out in terms of energy. So I'm going to just. Oh, Andrew, I thank you. Jim Valvano was one of my favorite coaches. When he had cancer, he said, and I'll put it up right now, don't give up. Don't ever give up. He also said, that cancer can he said, quote, cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul. And those three things are going to carry on forever. Well, cancer may have taken both my parents. And that's one thing I forgot to mention in the recap. So quickly, blood clots in June in both my lungs. July, got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. September, I lost my mom to cancer. October, our last month in North Carolina. In November, we moved up here to Indiana. And now I have an initiative to get us back home. And I'll be damned if I don't. I'll be damned if the PT I got coming doesn't make me stronger, doesn't make me better, doesn't make me tougher. Doesn't make me more resilient. Because there are days I didn't want to get out of bed. Right after surgery, there are days I didn't want to wake up. And I don't mean in a suicidal way, I just didn't want to get out of bed. I'll say it that way. I didn't want to get out of bed. But doggone now, except when I'm extremely tired. I want to get out of bed. I want to move. I want to move around. I want to do stuff. There are some days I know I want to do stuff, but my body is just so tired. I can't. But I'm not going to give up. I promise y'all. And put the quote up again from Jim Valvano. I'm not giving up. I'll be damned if I give up now. I will find the energy. I will find the eating balance. I will find everything that I need. I have everything I need with Jody. If y'all can, please spread the word. Spread the word tonight. Spread the word tomorrow. Spread it every day. Because I sure as hell am. I'm going to use all of my donation links, the PayPal, the Patreon. We're going to get this done. We are going to get this done. I don't know how to make people mods in the YouTube chat. I'll learn that at a later date. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I'm going to take a short snooze, and then I'm going to probably be up for part of the night, getting ready for the show tomorrow, where we preview Game 5 of the World Championship Series. Stanley Cup Final is set. Is Tony La Russa out, or should Tony La Russa be out as manager of the White Sox? And that's my team, the Chicago White Sox. Go figure. And a whole lot more. But I want to thank y'all for listening and watching a Snowman story. And I got a lot more to tell. Peace.